Hello, my friends. It's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. How are you today? Let's make sure that I'm live here. I've got my little Yorkshire Terrier Ellie going with me today. We're having a good time. We were just playing a little game before you came. So let's see here. There we are. Okay. So Karen, let me know how you're doing today. Happy Friday. How's your Friday going? We are, it's not too warm. It's nice and cool here, and we've really been enjoying it. There's a little shadow above on the top of my screen. Okay, there, we got that done. Hilda, good to see you. And Miss Roz, how are you, Roz? How's your Florida weather there? We're somewhat humid, but in the 70s. It's very nice, very shockingly cool for San Diego in October. And let me see who that is. I always have to put my glasses on. Shirley, how are you doing, Shirley? Hope you're doing well. I got this new blouse, and I looked down, I've been wearing it all day, and I looked down and there's something like I rubbed my tummy against something. Hi, Lisa. Just, how you do when you're up against your counters. I'm like so bugged. So I have to try to get the spot off for tomorrow. Hello from Ontario, Canada. Hi, Tina, because I'm having a card class tomorrow. Karen, doing well, getting ready for a big market tomorrow. Okay, that sounds good. Shirley, nice 80s day. Well, we're having, Ellie and I are having 7 stampers over tomorrow, and we're really looking forward to it. I've got projects all, you can see back there behind me on the table, I've got their projects all prepared. They're gonna make 3 different designs, 6 cards total, and I'm excited to see them. I've got yummy goodies for them. Roz is having, oh, you have a storm coming, so there's less humidity and a good breeze. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's kind of a brighter color than I usually wear. And I thought, oh, I'll put that on. And then I looked down like midday and I brushed against something. So after this, I'm going to go out and see what I can do. Yes, World Card Making Day tomorrow. Absolutely. And that's why I'm having a card class, and I hope all of you are going to at least make a card on World Card Making Day. You want some of my drink, baby? Huh? And speaking of World Card Making Day, I still have the flyer, but I have a feeling it's a little bit too late to, thank you, sweet Roz. I think it's a little, I don't know if you can still register, but it's free anyway. But many of us have registered, but I know one thing you can still get, and that's the kit. That it's a kit in the kit area of the online shop. And I just like it so much. You want to smell that too? It's like a desk organizer. And look at that, I'll show you the side. Isn't that just neat? I have the little stamp set there in it, and I've got it made like at least 10 cards. Okay, you're having a card class too, Roz. Yes, I think a lot of people are having card classes tomorrow. Anyway, I just really like my desk organizer. I've been, having it out to show people, but after I show everybody at card class tomorrow, then I'm going to find a special place for it. Do you want to get down so I can show the ladies everything? Okay. Okay, there she goes. And I'll put this back. And I just have so much news. I'm going to just get started because I also have kind of a, well, not a simple fun fold that I want to show you guys. Oh, you're going to add the ribbon. Okay, Tina or Lisa. Yeah, this is what I did. And yes, I'm going to talk about that. I added a little bit of tear and tape back there so that my ribbon would stay and wouldn't fall off. Hello from New York. Good to see you. So much happening. I've got all kinds of stuff here. Let's see, who was that from New York? Oh, Louise and Linda. Good. Glad to see you guys. And there's so much I have to show you today. So yes, 30% off coming up on all. Now I'm not 100% sure. It's called our all-inclusive kits, and I really think most of the kits are. Hi Tracy. I really think most of the kits are what you call all-inclusive. So I don't know if it's 30% on all every kit, including the brand new ones. I hope so, and I'm going to show you a couple of things today. So there was that one kit that was it's called, and you can still get it, the Handmade and Heartfelt kit. And if that's 30% off, that would be a really great price. It's because it's $32. Hello, Michelle Eaton. Good to see you. So if you could get 30% off on that desk organizer, the Handmade and Heartfelt kit, that would be great. And I wanted to remind you again, there's a brand new Nutcracker tag suite, which I didn't get it yet, but I want to get it for my tags for Christmas. Remembering Christmas kit, this is like a memory keeping kit. And okay, I'm going to show it to you because I got it, the Calm and Bright kit. So I have so much to show you today. Okay, I'm going to turn you down and I will show you the Calm and Bright kit. I haven't put anything together from it, but I do want to show it to you. So let's turn down. Okay. I really am excited. It comes with a stamp set, and here's the little, this is a little flyer. So that's French, and this might be German, I think. But that's the English, so you can cut that. And we're going to be able to put, oh, is it Linda? Okay. We're going to be able to put that in our new folders, our new plastic folders. And I'm going to show them to you in a minute because I got my pre-order. Okay. I've gotten totally diverted. We're just going, I had a list, but I got totally diverted. Okay. So these are the pictures of the Calm and Bright kit. And I do think it's calm and bright and beautiful. I just think it's beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? I can't wait to make that card. And there's the third one. And you make, I don't know how many cards you make. These are all the instructions. This is what you get when you get your kit. 9 cards, so you make 3 of each of those cards. But I want to show you what's included. So here's the block and some white baker's twine. Now my preference, I have even written to Stampin' Up because these blocks are, I'm just going to write and say it, puny. They're just puny. They're not anything like our nice, thick, beautiful blocks. I mean, look at the difference. It's just a little puny thing. I'll take it out and show you. So if you're going to do very much kit making and you don't have a decent, if all you have is this, see the difference? My recommendation is just to buy the full size. I mean, I think they're the same size. It looks like a D block, but I'm sorry, that's just puny. I don't say bad things very often about Stampin' Up, but their blocks in the kits are just puny. Okay, going on. You get Stampin' Dimensionals and glue dots, and then here's the stamp set that goes with those little words. You get a block, Lost Lagoon, and actually it's pretty interesting. I was just looking over everything. So one of the cards has these little things. Everything is really done for you. And then these are embossed already very thinly on the side. And these have stitching. And the paper, you really can't see, but it's extremely high quality paper. And here are the envelopes. I'm going to try to get it so that you can see. They're kind of, yes, you have had a hard time. Yes, those blocks are too thin. You need the nice thick one. Anyway, this paper, I want to get it so maybe you can see it. It's there up in here, you can really see it. A little like variegated, a beautiful high quality. Yeah, I know. Everything here is a very high quality, and these are the cards, and this paper has a linen look, kind of stripes in it. Just gorgeous. And more cards. But what makes the kit, and it's super easy to put together because they give you all the die cuts. I'm beginning to kind of like that. You know, if you just sit down and want to make some cards and not do a lot of work, these die cuts are great. And then they even have these separated by tissue paper. You can color these, and look at these neat die cut pieces for sentiments. And there's another sheet of them here. And they're shimmery. These are shimmery, so it's really what I was thinking, which is kind of a white kit, but all the whites have like different textures. The shimmery, the linen, the kind of bumpity. It really is gorgeous, and I will show you when I get those made. I'm just super excited that I got this kit. Really like it. So 30% off Monday through Wednesday is a good deal. Okay, so that is the kit. One of the many kits that Stampin' Up! Has. Now, I think I might have shown this to you on Wednesday. I think I might have had it then. The 12 Days of Advent, the 12 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar. Okay, and it comes with this stamp set. And I told you, and I did, I opened all the doors. I had to. Well, you know, Dr. Robin and I are each making 4 cards from the contents in here. And we had to open everything so we could make cards to create PDFs for you. For anyone who orders this Advent calendar from me in my online store, we're going to send you those 8 PDFs for projects free. So I already made my 4. Now, I wanted to give you a sneak peek of one project. So if you don't want to see, cover your eyes. I'm just going to show this one card and envelope set that I made from the items inside. It's called, Marcia, it's called the 12 Days of Advent, 12 Days of Christmas Advent Calendar, and I believe it's in the kit section. And so I don't know if this is going to be 30% off, because it's actually $99, but well worth it because you get tons of stuff inside. There are embellishments, paper, die cuts, really fun stuff. Okay, so if you don't want to see this one card that I made, then cover your eyes. But this is one that I made from the goodies inside. Now, the goodies are not Christmas related, so you can give it as a gift. When you open the doors, it's items that are for any time of year round. And I'm not going to talk too much about it because I don't want to ruin it for those of you who are getting it, but that's one of my cards. And after this month, what we're going to do is I will put the tutorial, the PDFs in my tutorial shop on my website so that you guys could purchase those if you wanted to. Okay, so there's that. And then there's the big signing special, the sign up special. You know how they sign up for baseball teams and football teams, a signing bonus and a signing special? Oh, we have a signing special, only the signing up isn't nearly like those kind of things. It just popped in my mind. Hi, Holly. So actually what you get with Stampin' Up! Is you get the starter kit. And the starter kit has lots of products in it of your choice. And the special, the paper, that was one of the, I used some other papers, but the DSP was in the kit. The ribbon was not. I added some of my own stuff to kind of foof it up. The ribbon was the Darling Duckling, and the paper was Darling Duckling, but everything else was from the kit. Oh, Helena Montana, welcome, welcome. Okay, so the starter kit special you can get for $35 during the month of October. You pay $35, you get $125 worth of product of your choice. And after that, everything you buy from Stampin' Up! Is 20% off. and you can't lose. And I think we sat and figured, it wasn't it last Wednesday, we figured out you would be a demonstrator all the way from now until I believe April, before, even if you spent nothing. But why would you spend nothing when you get 20% off? So that's one option in October. It's just a no-brainer. If you've never been a demonstrator, if you've never gotten a starter kit, get it now. Get it with me, and we will have so much fun. I would love to have you on my team. You don't have to do a single thing. You don't have to do anything I do. All you have to do is enjoy and have fun with all your goodies. It's $90 free product. And if you want to get more free product, you can spend $99 and get $189 worth of product. 90 of that, obviously the difference is $90. So $90 free product either way. Here you get $125 product of your choice. Here you get $189. That is a lot of product. You could get that 12 days of Advent, 12 days of Christmas Advent calendar with either one, but you could definitely get it with this option and still have lots of money to spend. So it just is such a great deal. And you get to order early, like demonstrators do, like I do, which is what I'm going to show you now. I can't believe it. I'm so excited. I got my pre-order. So in November, Stampin' Up! Is releasing more online exclusives, and we get to order, as demonstrators, we get to order a month early. And so I got I didn't order everything. It's way too much for me. But I ordered, I think, kind of a bunch. So I'm going to show you right now. I ordered the big suite that's in the new online exclusives, and they go for sale to customers on November 4th. I ordered the Brushed with Beauty Suite Collection, okay? And I'm going to show you all the ingredients, all the pieces in the Suite Collection. So this is the Brushed with Beauty Designer Series paper. And I've got it sorted so you're seeing front and back. And you know, the one thing, the colors they say on here, let me just read these colors. Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Early Espresso, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, Secret Sea, and Very Vanilla. But you know what is a puzzle to me? What is this color right here? What is that tan color? It looks like crumb cake to me, but they don't list it as one of the colors. And look at this, the back of this paper is the same. So what is that color? Hi, Deborah. I'm just gonna go for, I'm gonna call it crumb cake. Well, let me see. I have a crumb cake right up here. Let me just see. No, gray granite. Okay, hold. Blackberry blues. Crumb cake. Okay, let's see if it's crumb cake. Here's a piece of crumb cake. Kind of, but not exactly, right? Not exactly. I just think it's a puzzle. Unless possibly, are we seeing a preview of a new color, a new in color coming in May? Yes, quite a few of you are demonstrators, and you did the pre-order too. Anyway, if you find out, let me know. Email me. Linda, this is available starting November 4th to everyone. But if you, aren't you a demonstrator, Linda? But if you are not, for $35, you must join. You must get the starter kit. It's too great of a deal. It really is. Okay, so that's just the first sheet. I personally really like this sheet right here because it has some, I think that's Calypso Coral. Isn't that pretty? And then this is the back. There's your Lost Lagoon. And here again is that brown color. Hello, Renee. Good to see you. Linda, you're not a demonstrator. Oh my gosh, for $35, girl. Come on over to my team. I'll treat you very well. In fact, I've ordered, okay, I don't think anybody from my team is on here that I've seen so far. I've ordered a special gift for all my demos to start the Stampin' Up! Year, because the Stampin' Up! Fiscal year goes from October 1st all the way around to September 30th. So we just ended a fiscal year and we're starting a new one. So I ordered a special gift for my direct demonstrators, and I ordered a couple extra for new team members. So just a little, that, you know, I'm just doing that for everybody on my team. Okay. Here is another Calypso coral piece, more flowers, beautiful flowers, and that has got to be, let's see, Mossy Meadow. That's the green. Hi Pam, good to see you. Then here's our Darling Duckling. I really like this one. It goes so well with white. And there's Petal Pink. And what do you think about this paper? Gorgeous, right? Beautiful. And then here's that brown again, which I like. I don't dislike it at all, but I just think it's odd that it doesn't say what it is. Oh, I forgot. Okay, and part of this suite, you guys, I'm totally cheering. They came back with vellum. Yay, vellum! I love it. I was so missing vellum because vellum is so fabulous to emboss and to just use over things for softness. It is, Holly. That one is so beautiful. And this vellum is a little thicker than I remember vellum. So just saying, and you get a lot. I think it's 12 sheets in here. And it's part of the suite. So if you get the suite, you get the vellum and the designer series paper. And there's more. I'm going to show you the whole suite. Okay, so this is a mega suite. And okay, here's the big excitement, is that we have the new envelopes. Hello, Susan. Good to see you. The new envelopes. So this is a stamp set, you guys. This is a stamp set. Remember how they told us they were going to do that, and starting in November. So I'm going to open it and show you. It's like how dies are. Now, one thing, this little package is much easier to open than in the past. It just slides right in that one slit. Very easy to open. And this is the stamp set, and there it is. Isn't that pretty? Petals of Beauty. And this is how we're going to be storing our stamp sets from now on. They're not going to be in what they call, yes, it is a debut. They're not going to be stored in what's called, they used to call the cassette tape holders. I think that's a pretty old name. But anyway, the plastic boxes. So they come in these great folders. And all of them, almost everyone is supposed to be very uniform unless it's something really outsized, you know, really different, and where they had to have it bigger. Then here are the Petals of Beauty dies, and look at that. The envelope is the same, and I took the dies out to show you. This is the picture of what they cut out, but I wanted you to see the dies. Isn't that cool? So to store your stamp set and dies, there you go. That's it right there. I'm going to be figuring out what to store everything in. I'm waiting to see kind of what everybody else does to get some ideas. So, and if you have ideas, or I really want to see people storing it and see if it's something I would like. I'm thinking like a basket or a box where they all lean over and you go through them. But anyway, okay. That's one of the stamp sets in this mega suite. And the other one is Words of Beauty. Okay? And here are the dies for the Words of Beauty. So it's word dies, which I love. Match the paper. I haven't checked that out yet, Tracy. I actually just got this I posted on my Facebook page like an hour and a half ago, and I did have to eat it I had put off my lunch. So I haven't had a chance to see, but hopefully maybe they do. So I love word dies. So, and these are cool too, these label dies. So this is the other coordinating stamp set. Okay, so those are part of the suite with the paper and the vellum and a new embossing folder. A brand new embossing folder called Beautiful Pattern. Beautiful Pattern embossing folder, and there's a little close-up of what it looks like. I think we're going to really like it. Yeah, I am going to miss the cases in a way, but I think when we see all the space it saves us, maybe not so much. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. I like it. And then here are the gems. And these are pearls of beauty. So everything is beauty here. It's very beautiful. So this is the Brushed with Beauty Sweet Collection. Isn't that nice? I like the embossing folder too. Okay. And then I got two bundles. I got Swirl Designs. I don't know, this just really attracted me. And so again, stamp set, die set. And here are the dies. And I started playing with them just to see, you know, like, is that one whole thing? And it's not. It's actually 3 different dies. This one, a smaller one, and some leaves in there. And then, now this is just 1 die right there. But this one is 2, like that. So that's kind of interesting. The stars are just 1, with then a second one is those little stars. And then you have flowers and kind of a, we'll have to see. It looks like it cuts out a little frame of a star there. And then let's look at the stamp set. Swirl Designs. And then these are the stamps. And I kind of like this stuff. It isn't words. It's just kind of lines, but I think those are great background stamps. And that looks sort of like a donut, but you put your circle, you put stuff around it. We'll have to see and play with it. We did have something like that years ago. I agree, Roz. I remember it, and I liked that too. And then I had to get the banner sayings, and I'll show you why. Punch. You know, I like to have small sentiments. I really do. I usually cut them down. You all know that. And so when I saw this, let me show you that. I knew I wanted it. So you can cut out 3 different kind of labels. This one is flagged, smaller and flagged on one side. This one is flagged on both sides, which means it has that little V in it. And then this one is kind of like an arrow. And then here are all the sentiments that go in it. And I mean, there's like every sentiment in here. Well, there isn't, yeah, there's happy birthday. I think we're going to use this a lot. Are the pearls flat? No, but they're not super high. Let's see what they're called. Pearls of Beauty. They're not super high like we have had in the past. They're going to work for mailing. I think I would put a piece of cardstock over it. But hi, Julia. Good to see you. So this is Banner Sayings. So those are my 2 bundles that I got, Swirled Designs and Banner Sayings. And there is really a lot more, but I have two more things to show you. There is a hobby type suite that I didn't get. I may end up getting parts of it. But it has this ribbon, which I really liked. This is called Chevron Ribbon, and the color is garden green. But you know what I do like is look how thin it is. I really like that thin ribbon because I'm always cutting the thicker ones in half lengthwise. So Chevron Ribbon. Okay, and this is my favorite thing. Some of you might know, but we haven't had these for a long time. Doilies. I'm insane about doilies. Is that Lori? Lori, good to see you. And we have doilies. They've given us back doilies. I feel like it's in anticipation of Valentine's Day because the doilies are hearts, and around the hearts, you love the kissing booth. But I don't know if you can see, but there's a little outline around the hearts. Maybe you can see it better in the red. Can you see the little outline in the light pink around the hearts? I know a lot of people like the Hobby DSP. I don't know. I'll have to see what I think. But anyway, so 2 different sizes of doilies. I love to cut doilies in half and quarters and squinch them up. I am going to be looking for these doilies. They're going to be appearing very soon, I am telling you. So that's my pre-order. Fun, fun, fun. I'm so excited to play with this stuff. And I'm excited to show it to the ladies that come to my class tomorrow. So, okay, now this card is not super easy, but I wanted to do a fun fold card for you. And so what I did is I made a fall card with the autumn toile paper, and I gave it a belly band. I haven't made a belly band card for quite a while. So there's a belly band, and this one opens up like this. So I thought, I don't know, I just kind of liked it. Jan, good to see you. So this is the card we're going to make today, and I'm going to try to, I've pre-done a lot of things for us, so that we can go a little faster, because I know most of you are pretty experienced stampers. And I'm using the Beautiful Pumpkins bundle, which I like so much. I'm using 2 other die sets today. I'm using Stylish Shapes. If you don't have them, you must get them. So classic. And Everyday Arches. And so let's get started on this. I really like this paper. It's so pretty. So the card, and I had someone this week email me and say, what are the measurements on such and such a card? And I did send them to her, but what I told her is just watch the videos, because I really don't have time to separately write down all the measurements, but I try really hard to give them to you during the videos. So if you want these measurements, get a piece of paper and pencil or pen so that you can jot them down or watch it again. I do that with a lot of videos, and grab the measurements. Okay, this is Basic Beige, and I'm going to put this piece of Designer Series paper on. This is from the Autumn Toile, and what I've done is I've cut it 1/8 of an inch less than the size of the front of the card. And the reason being is because I'm going to put those arches on there, and I need to have enough room for the arches because they take most of the card. So this is just going to be, this is our card base. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the arches. And what I did is I went ahead and did 3 of them, and then I'm going to show you how to do them. We'll just do 1. So these are little kind of mini arches. I think they're super cute. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut the frames, and I'm going to show you how to cut those frames. So, and everything we do today can be done on the little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which is very fun. And I'm going to use my Post-it labeling and cover-up tape, because what I want to do is put these 2 arches. Now, they are the 2 smallest arches in the Everyday Arch die set. And I want to put them real even so I can get that frame just the way I want it, so it's even. So here's a piece of Cajun Craze I'm going to use because it's part of the paper, this Designer Series paper. And then I'm just going to line up my arches, trying to get the same distance in between all the way around, because I want it to create a frame, right? And then I put my tape down on it, and then we're going to run it through the machine, and I'll show you how this turns out. And you can make super cute little frames. You can do this with any stamp set, any die set, any Designer Series paper, okay? This is a good design to keep. And now one fun thing is you end up with a little baby arch that you can set aside and use another time. And then here is the little frame, and you have to be a bit careful with it. And what I've been doing is using my Take Your Pick tool and just running it around so I don't bend the frame. So it just releases nice and easy like that. And there is the frame. Now we're going to die cut the paper that we want for the inside. And all of the papers that I used, all of these other little mini arches, I used this one sheet of paper that I really like from this set, this Autumn Toile designer series paper, and it's this page. I just really like this. So like here I've got the corn, here I've got some acorns, here I've got some big pumpkins, and I thought I'll try to grab the littler pumpkins because there are big ones and there are littler ones. And let me see if I can find them here. Okay, here they are. Here are some littler pumpkins. And so what I did, this is the larger of the two arch dies that we used to create the frame. I'm just going to hold it over where I want the pattern that I want. And I'm going to, and I have to be careful because I've cut in there. And I'm just going to cut around this. And I'll just cut that part off. And then we can go ahead and run this through the machine, and we'll get the inside, what we want for the inside of that one arch. Whoops, boo-boo. That's the bottom plate. Where did I put my top plate? I'm famous for doing that. I lose my top plate sometimes. Oh, here it is, right under me. Okay. Do you do that? I do. Yes, say prize. Write down prize because this will be the prize for next Friday. So here is the piece that's going to go inside of our arch. And what we're going to do is just glue our frame right on this piece. And I'm going to just put the tiniest bit of glue on the edge. Tiny. Just a very thin line. It doesn't take much at all. And I want to keep it way out at the edge so that it doesn't come into the little picture, the little scene. And you know what? I have my silicone mat here, and I'm going to set that down so I don't get glue on my desk. And we're just going to move that around until it is just even. And there we go. There's our fourth little arch. Now we can start making our card. And what we're going to do is put our 4 arches. The kind of design for this, you know, I like to do the Global Design Project, and this month, or this week rather, the Global Design Project has 4 things stacked on top, 2 on top of 2. And so I thought I would use that kind of design but make it my own. So I'm going to put I have 2 early espresso frames and 2 Cajun craze frames, and I'm going to alternate them like that. And then I'm going to just glue them down because I'm going to glue them to make them flat because I want to use the belly band and I don't want them sticking up too far. So really you just got to bite the bullet and start with 1. And the only thing to do here, the thing to watch out for, is to make sure you have enough room for them both because they take up, you know, a lot of that space there. Okay, so there's 1, and it's nice that this piece of designer series paper behind is kind of, it has lines, those lines of the vines, because it kind of helps you line things up. And so try to come in about the same distance here, about the same distance down, and just press those down. And then we'll do the same thing on the bottom and line these babies up. And it just occurred to me, I didn't check to make sure I'm doing my card right. I am. The fold is up here. Sometimes I make a mistake and do it upside down. Thank you guys. I just have so much fun making cards. I really do. I love the designing part. I love the colors. It's just really fun. And really nobody's going to notice if that isn't perfect. But it's pretty good. It's not bad. Okay, so now we have that and we're ready to do our belly band. And that's what's going to add the fun to it. So I want to give you the measurements of the belly band. It is, I wrote this down, 1 inch by 9.5 inches, okay? And now we're going to score the belly band. This is another piece of basic beige cardstock. We're going to score it, and I like to have my numbers. Uh-oh, hold on. This is what happens when I get too much going here. Sorry, something fell. Okay. I like to have my numbers be simple. And so I'm going to score 2 inches from one side of the belly band and then 3 1/8 from the other side. I just turn it around. It's too hard in my mind to calculate that, whatever that number is. Poor Ellie, she jumps when I drop things, but I do tend to drop things. My desk is fairly small, and so I've got, when I'm doing a live, I have everything all piled around me here, and that's kind of what happens. Okay, so one little trick is to make sure before you use your bone folder that everything is lined up on both sides, because you don't want one side of the belly band to be going off toward Jones's or something, right? And then we see that it's overlapping about an inch, maybe a little less than an inch. And so I'm just going to put some glue in there. You can use tear and tape if you want to, which holds pretty well too. And we're just going to put that down. And then we'll make the decorations for the belly band. Move that to get it nice looking. Okay, now we'll set that aside. Now our decorations, we're going to have, I pre-cut a circle from the Stylish Shapes dies, and let me just look at my dies and see which one this is. I don't have my ruler handy. It's the third one from the largest of the Stylish Shapes dies. And then what we're going to do is cut a piece of this. This is another piece of the Designer Series paper, and we're going to use the level down from that of the graduated circles in this die set. And again, now where is my plate? Oh boy, oh boy. You guys must just be laughing at me. I don't even know where that plate is that goes on top. Hold on, let me see if it fell down. Oh, it did. Okay. Okay, got it. You're going to be saying, oh, this girl is silly. She's dropping stuff. But anyway, that's how it goes. Okay. So now we're going to run this circle through. And it's just going to give us a subtle background for everything else we're going to do. So there's our second circle. And I think, well, we do have one more little thing to die cut. I forgot. So we're going to set that to the side. I have pre-cut a vine using Mossy Meadow cardstock from the beautiful pumpkin set. I love that vine. I told you that before. And I'm going to pull out a pumpkin and the little pumpkin stem. This little guy is so tiny right here, this little stem. I'm constantly being careful because I worry that maybe if I drop something like that, you know, that maybe Ellie could eat it or something. So let's stamp a pumpkin. And this is a two-step stamp, the pumpkins. There are two. There's a small pumpkin and a large one. We're going to do the small one today. And I'm starting with Petal Pink ink, which you might not expect, but I think it turns out nice. Okay. And you don't need to worry because the other one is going to, the second step is going to go right over that. Yes, Pam. I'm glad you guys are like me. I mean, it's just an accident, but things do fall and things are right in front of us and we don't know where they are, and oh gosh. Okay, so this one I have to get right in there and look carefully to put it right on top because it's a two-step. And see how when you put the Calypso Coral, I forgot to tell you that that was this one. So petal pink with Calypso Coral on top. And I think it looks pretty much like a pumpkin. You wouldn't really think about those colors, but I think it does look pretty good. And so we're going to die cut our pumpkin, and then I have a little tiny piece of early espresso for the little stem, the little pumpkin stem. And it even embosses. That little tiny stem embosses. It's just a crack up. And then here is our pumpkin. And we'll just get that lined up. Okay. And we'll just run those through. And this is the last thing we're going to die cut. But, you know, making a belly band is fun because what happens is you decorate the belly band. You don't need to decorate the card so much. You more decorate the belly band. Okay, let's get this little the little stem is stuck in there just because it's so tiny. There we go. Okay, let me put my stem die back. And then all we need to do is use one little dot of glue on the pumpkin top right there, just the tiniest little dot. Come on, there, just a tiny dot, and the little stem fits right in that space. I love the way they made that. Okay, and there's our little pumpkin. I got a little glue outside, but not a problem. So there's the little baby pumpkin. Isn't that just cute? So we have these items we're going to put on our circle on our belly band, and then we do need to stamp. We're going to stamp a sentiment here, and the sentiment from this, I'm going to just use the word thankful. But this stamp says thankful for the small things. And you know I put my stamps at an angle because I learned that if you put them at an angle, it actually helps you to line them up straight better. And it works pretty well for me. Some people don't like it when they come to my card class. They're like, what do you do? Your stamp is crooked. But when they use it, they find out that it actually works pretty well. Okay, so we're going to stamp thankful for the small things. And this is a 1/2 inch strip of basic beige. Now we could use, if you wanted to, you could use the entire, you could figure out how to use the entire sentiment, and you might want to. Now before we put the belly band on, let's go ahead and, I thought I had a white piece here for the inside, but I do have an extra right over here, so let me just grab that. So I'm going to use a piece of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5, and I'm going to stamp it with the vine stamp. That lamp does not want to stay up today. Okay, the vine stamp in Calypso Coral ink. And while we're at it, we will stamp our envelope the same way. This is a gorgeous stamp. I love it. You know how you really love a certain, sometimes you just fall in love with a particular stamp? Okay, so we're going to put our vine right on here for the inside, and then we'll stamp our envelope. Just like that. Okay, isn't that pretty? I just think that's so pretty. Okay, and we'll go ahead and get this. That's our sample over there. This is the, nope, the other one is our sample. This is the one we're working on. And we'll put this on the inside, and then when we put the belly band on, it'll all be finished. And I think this would just look really nice when the person opens the card. I think it's very, I just think that looks pretty good. It's because of that stamp. All right, now we've got our card base and really decorated, and we're going to put our belly band on. And I went back and forth with the different measurements, but I don't like it to be so loose that it falls off. So the measurements I gave you are pretty close to exact to make it really slide on and stay. I like my belly bands to stay on. Okay, now I have a 3/4 by 4 1/8 inch piece of another designer series paper, another pattern in the Autumn Toile designer series paper, and I thought this just gave it even a little more character here. And our live is going pretty long today because we had that unboxing. All right, so now all we do is add our circle. So let's get out some dimensionals, and first I'm going to put on this circle. I'm going to add 2 dimensionals here. Whoops. Just like that. And we're going to raise this up. Okay, and now we're going to, oh, I know, we're going to have a little piece of this ribbon, which is the mesh ribbon. Irregular ribbon is what it's called. It's irregular. That's all I'm going to say is it's irregular. And we're going to kind of make 2 loops, one on each end. And I'm going to put it kind of like this and secure it with mini glue dots. So let me get my glue dots out. This is a little bit, it's kind of a firm, I would say a firm type of ribbon. You have to really pay attention because it has a little mind of its own. But I think it's so perfect for fall cards. So what I'm going to do is just hold it here and put some little mini glue dots right under it to secure it. Hold it down like that. And I'm going to use actually 4 mini glue dots, maybe 3. And it doesn't matter if it's kind of odd, you know, if the loops aren't perfect. And there we go. Okay, that's pretty secure. Okay, now we're going to just tuck our vine in right here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on our vine, on the leaves of the vine, like this. Just a little bit, and let's see, I want a little there and a little here. And we're just going to tuck this between the 2 circles. Some of it's going to go in and some is going to go out. Kind of like that. Just like that. Then we're going to put our pumpkin on with more dimensionals. Isn't this just turning out kind of, it's a fun card. It really is. Thank you guys for hanging with me. I know we're going long today. So we'll put our little pumpkin just right like that. And now what I'm going to do, but again, you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to snip off the rest of the sentiment and just use the thankful. I'm just going to cut that at an angle, just like that. And then I'm going to leave a little space to tuck this up behind the pumpkin. And let me see now, what am I doing with this pumpkin? Okay, that wasn't stuck down. I'm going to need to cut a little bit more off. And I think we can actually just glue it down. You can glue it or you can put it with a dimensional. It's completely up to you, but it's kind of raised up already because this other circle is raised up. So there we go. There's our circle. Now we just need to adhere it to the belly band. And I'm just going to put 2 dimensionals right here. We'll just, the thing you want to do here is kind of line up the word thankful. And now to finish off, we're just going to add some of these. These I think went with the Autumn Toile set, Cajun Craze and Gold Dots. And we'll just add a couple of these little guys. they just bring out that Cajun Craze color. I think they look pretty good. You know, add, you always want to add an odd number. I think I'll just put this right down in here. Okay, and there's our little card. It's kind of fancy, don't you think? A little bit fancy. But I think it's really a nice Thanksgiving card, and then you know that your belly band slides off, and then they open it up this way. So there's some different things that would maybe surprise someone. And we also have our pretty envelope that's stamped with the vine. So this is the prize for next week. So make sure to put the word prize in your comments so that we can draw your name, and I'll switch you up. Okay, so we have a prize from last week. Well, actually this was from a couple weeks ago because I missed a few Fridays. And this was a fun card. We had a lot of fun making this little girl. And she opens like this, the ginger girl. So this is the prize card from, I wrote down September 12th, but I don't think that was right. I think it was the 26th. But anyway, the winner is, and I haven't seen her on here today, but she's on here a lot, is Ruth Gonzalez. So Ruth, congratulations for winning this card. I will get this out to you. I appreciate you guys. I never know which way to turn this with the camera. I appreciate all of you watching, and I thank you so much. And thanks for hanging in with me a little bit longer today, but we did get to see some new stuff, right? So if you have any questions, contact me. And if you would love to be a demonstrator on my team, I would love to have you. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Have a great World Card Making Day and make some cards tomorrow.